A blessed Sunday to us. When I was a student, I read something like Mahatma Gandhi commenting on this saying of this idiom that we first heard in the gospel reading today, the first part. An eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth. Niingon si Mahatma Gandhi, if we will actually apply this, an eye for an eye, a tooth for a tooth, it will render the world blind and toothless. But of course, this has something to do with the old perspective from the Old Testament that whatever is in debt, it has also to be given back in that same thing. But Jesus here is trying to change everything. And for example, also as a student, I was so struck about the rabbinic understanding of when someone strikes you on the right cheek, turn the other one as well. For what reason? Our professor explained this to us. Because the usual way of slapping a person, especially those who are actually kanang naay mga kuan ba, naay mga atraso, it's actually you are allowed by law to slap a person only using the back of your hand, because it is not allowed to slap using your palm. No? So if you are being slapped, that's the left. But if you offer the other one as well, that's already an insult. You are actually adding injury to insult. And then another thing about this is, it is in the book of Deuteronomy that if your tunic is being taken and you give your cloak as well, it will become the responsibility of the one taking your cloak to return it before nightfall or before evening. Nga naman, that's the only thing that you have to cover yourself. So isn't it something like an insulting action given to the one who is the perpetrator? And then the usual understanding in the law that you are actually entitled, or you are forced to give 1 mile to help if ever a soldier is asking you. But to give another mile, to do the extra mile, it's already something that is a little bit questioning already, no? That's why Jesus here is trying to change all the picture. And most of all, the climax of how he changed everything is to love one's enemies. My goodness. How do we do that? Well, usually, and most of the times, we understand love as something that is just the liking, no? Sa Facebook, like, dislike. No, that is what always we are familiar with, what we are actually attuned to. But loving here, in the sense of what Jesus said about loving one's enemies, is actually respect. To respect the other person. Bahala na og kanunay tang samok-samokon ini, maglagot ta, magsiga kanunay ang atuang galamhan, kay lagot kayo ta. No? But to give a respect that is due to a person, because we are all created in the image and likeness of God, that's the greater challenge there. Loving is not liking. It is seeing beyond what we see physically. And that is what respect is. No, unsa may respect or respeto? Well, we know that. No? Respect your elders. But how do we respect people who do not like us and whom we do not like? Now, what is the essence of the word? What is the literal meaning of respect? It is again, or go beyond, and then spect is see. No? Spectacle. No? That's the way we have the word spectacle. So respect, to see again, or to see beyond what we can see from our bare eyes. And who is that beyond or behind the person? The image of God. Even if they are really, eating us up every day or every now and then. Now, the usual application to this is, well, peaceful coexistence. Naman siya panahon nga di jud tag ganahan. So ayaw na lang bahala na sagdain na lang. But then it goes to another end of it, because the peace that is God's gift to us has also to be proactive. And that's the reason why we are told to pray for those who persecute us. I don't know if you are praying for the persons you do not like. Yes, I know you pray for them. Oy, madagma in tao na. Oy, matakil po unta na. Oh, you pray for that, but not that kind of prayer. No, but then at the same time, that is so interesting to realize. Ngano mangyud? What is the edge? What is the end of these things? And I think there is one simple and a little bit ridiculous if we try to understand this saying that Jesus said. He allows His sun to rise on both the good and the bad. And He causes His rain to fall on the good, on the just and the unjust. Have you ever made a picture of it? No? Kung ang adlaw mo sidlak lang alang sa mga maayo, uy, kuyawa, daghan siguro kayong ngit-ngit na to. Buntag sayo pa lamang, ngit-ngit na ta. Oh? Okay kayo, no? But then what happens? The sun rises for all of us. There is always a chance given. In the 24 hours of the day, the 12 hours where the sun rises, it causes everything, no, to grow on earth. And we are all beneficiaries. Ang mas labaw pang makatawa o ridiculous, when it is raining, and then you are walking on the street, and you are being rained on, and the other one is not. Nakabantay mo, anak, nagalakaw ka, ikaw rin giuwanan, yung imong kauban wala. No? So that makes everything ridiculous. But God allows all of us, good and bad, okay, to experience the benefits that He has. And what is the bottom line of this? This is what the responsorial psalm today is telling us. He's kind and merciful. He always gives chances. And as I always say, it's not just a second chance. Third, fourth, fifth, or whatever, second chance na gyud kanunay ang gihatag sa Ginoo. And the most beautiful word I can always leave you, I always live in terms of these chances that God is giving us, is that in this chance, we are given a time to change. No? Isulat lagod na ninyong pulo nga chance. No? Kanang letter C sa chance, butangirin nyo gamay nga cross diha, mahimo na ng change. And this is the cross that the Lord is telling us, that it changed everything in the world. The cross becomes the conduit or the connection between heaven and earth, between God and humanity, the sinful humanity, where we belong. Our inadequacies in life, He always gives a bridge so that we are able to touch and we are able to feel and to be in His presence. But this thing in the world is always a mystery in our lives. Both a challenge, a task, a responsibility, and a mystery as well. And so as we continue this Eucharistic celebration, continuing the bridge, journeying together as one, as we call ourselves, in these times that we are reflecting synodality. This is one very beautiful challenge because along the path, along the way, we are meeting people who may not be, attuned with what we think, with what we feel. But these are also our brothers and sisters. Sometimes mingon ta, Diyos na'y bahala ninyo. But God would also say, bahala na po kaana nila. And what is our response? Respect. Love them despite the likeness or the likability of the person, and most of all, continue to pray for them. So hinaut unta atong nga pag-ampo sa ato ang dili nato ganahan, siguro una sa tanan nga, Lord, kaning dili nako ganahan, Lord. Kung dili man ko ganahan gyud, hinaut unta nga sila ganahan sad nako. And it becomes our prayer as something like, no? it speaks a lot on both sides. But it's all up to God's will. And we know that He is never outdone in goodness, in mercy, and in His kindness for all of us. Amen.